Hello everyone, introducing myself, I am Aishwarya from Department of Computer Application in SFR College for Women, Sivagasi. Today I am going to talk about the concept of public switched telephone networks in computer networks. These are the learning objectives of the concept public switched telephone system. What is PSTN, evaluation of PSTN, working of PSTN, PSTN architecture. What is PSTN? PSTN expands for public switched telephone network. It was designed many years ago and which is going to be transmitting the human voice in more or less recognizable form. It is suitable for using while computer to computer communication is often marginal at best, but the solution is rapidly changing with the introduction of fiber optics and digital technology. It is tightly intertwined with computer networks. The limiting factors for networking purposes which connects all subscribers by switches inside the telephone network. Next, evaluation of PSTN. In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell was invented his first telephone, which was sold in pairs for the sale of telephones, and the setup was happened through a single wire between them. Here, if the telephone owner talked to other telephone owners, he needed a separate wires to connect all other telephone systems. The connectivity type is point-to-point communication. The structure of network is mesh topology. Here, the diagram represents the fully interconnected network. In 1878, world's first telephone exchange was established at New Haven in Connecticut in USA. Each customer to connect a call which makes a ringing sound in the telephone company office, then manually connect to the caller to the callee by using short jumper cable. The structure of network is star topology and the switching technology is manual switching. Here the diagram represents the centralized switch. Later, to connect every switching office to every other switching office by using wire, which is unmanageable for quickly to connect. So, second level switching offices were invented. Here the diagram represents the network structure is two-level hierarchy. Working of PSTN. By 1890, the major three parts of the telephone system takes place. First one is switching office, second one is wires between the customers and the switching office, and the third one is the long distance communication between the switching office. Here the diagram represents the working of telephone system, which consists of small dots represents only telephones and the large dots represents the end offices and the square represents the toll offices and a dark big circle represents the intermediate switching offices for routing calls to or from other cities, and the shaded square indicates the junction exchange which between local exchange within the city. Each telephone has two copper wires which are connected directly to the telephone company's nearest end office, which is called as local central office. The distance coverage of this is 1 to 10 km. The two-wire communications between each subscriber's telephone and the end office are also known as local loop. If a subscriber attached to a given end office call another subscriber attached to the same end office, the switching mechanism sets up a direct electrical connection between the two local loops, and this connection remains intact for the duration of the call. If the called telephone is attached to the another end office, each end office has a number of outgoing lines to one or more nearby switching centers called toll offices. These lines are called toll connection trunks. The number of different kinds of switching centers and their topology varies from country to country depending on the country's telephone destiny. If the caller and the callee do not have a toll office in common, a path will have to be established between two toll officers which communicate with each other, while high bandwidth interpol trunks, which is also called as inter-office trunks. The US telephone system used hierarchical routing to find a path which is going to be higher level of the hierarchy until there was a switching office in common. This was replaced with more flexible non-hierarchical routing, and a variety of transmission media is used for telecommunication. In the past, telephone system transmission was analog, with the actual voice signal being transmitted as an electrical voltage from source to destination. Now all trunks and switches are digital with fiber optics, and its call routing is connected by digital switches that was introduced in 1970s. Digital transmission is preferred to accurately reproduce an analog waveform through many amplifiers on a long call, and being able to correctly distinguish a 0 from a 1 is enough, and this makes digital transmission more reliable than analog. It is also cheaper and easier to maintain. The telephone system consists of three major components. The first one is local loops, which represents an analog twisted pairs going to houses and businesses. Trunks represents the digital fiber optic links connecting the switching offices. The switching offices where calls are moved from one trunk to another. PSTN architecture. The traditional PSTN has a hierarchical architecture and star structure. The individual subscriber lines are connected to a local exchange which communicates with trunk exchanges as well as main and central exchanges. The lines within a local exchange have the same area code. User wants to call a number outside the local exchange has to add an area code, or to make an international call, a user has to dial the country code. Benefits of PSTN. Purpose built for telephony, which is designed for handling the voice traffic only and offers extremely high levels of voice clarity. Second one, better reliability and security. It is more reliable than other networks, and all digital telecom solution is security because it prevents from the hacking. Easy to use and set up. Here user can leverage their optimal potential easily and quickly. The infrastructure is handled by the telecom companies. If any problem arises, then which is sorted out by them. And the fourth one, good backup telecom system. It makes for a great primary telecom system, and its nature to make a great backup system because it have a dual system. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.